Hey, what's up everyone? Mistvallymasters for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council here. Going to show you a deck profile today for another variation of the Blue Eyes tech. You've already seen a couple of them on this channel so far, and I really liked really liked all of them. Most of all, the Chaos variant with the Chaos Dragon and all that. I mean, and that's a really cool one. This is the Blue Eyes Heretic variation, that runs 3 of the different Heretic dragons. I'm not necessarily sure this one's quite as viable as some of the others, because, it's a little less consistent in a number of ways, but, it's not that bad. It works out pretty well. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. We got 6 normal monsters. We got 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. You can get away with 1 almost all the time, but there are a couple of situations where it's very nice to have 2. So that's why I've got 2. The situation, one of the main ones I'm thinking of right off the top of my head, is let's say your opponent attacks into your Blue-Eyed Maiden, you search out your Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you've still got a card that can target her you want to use on your next turn, like, say, Fiendish Chain. Well, on your own turn, if you try and Fiendish Chain your Blue-Eyed Maiden and you've only got 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, obviously you can't use her ability. Whereas if you do have a second Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon the second Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then you can use the Blue Eyes plus the Maiden to go into a Silver Dragon, and then you'll have a Silver Dragon plus a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field. So yeah, that's why I've got 2 in here for right now. And by the way, for any who might not be aware, I'm not sure if anybody else on the council explained this, if you activate a Fiendish Chain on the Blue-Eyed Maiden, her effect will activate. You will get your Blue Eyes White Dragon before her effects are negated from there on out. So Fiendish Chain, I run 3 in here, not only to stop my opponent's monster effects, but also to combo with Maiden. Alright, we've also got the 1 Heretic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord. This guy isn't too especially useful either. Probably about as useful as the second Blue Eyes White Dragon. This guy I combo with the Heretic Dragon, because let's say you've got a Blue Eyes White Maiden on the field. Or a Maiden with Eyes of Blue, sorry. Maiden with Eyes of Blue. I keep looking up at these pictures here, and these names are often different. Just like the Silver's Cry, says Roar of the Silver Dragon up there, but it says Silver's Cry down here. But anyway, let's say you got a Maiden with Eyes of Blue on the field, and your opponent was smart enough to not attack into it, giving you a free Blue Eyes White Dragon. Well, you can summon the Heretic Dragon of Gebeb, and then you can attack into one of your opponent's monsters, and if you destroy it with this, you can special summon out a normal dragon, and then you can use that to synchro with Maiden with Eyes of Blue to make your Silver Dragon. On the other hand, let's say they don't have a monster on the field, and this is why I run this guy, because if you attack into a monster and destroy it, you can summon out any normal dragon-type monster. But let's say they don't have a monster on the field. You can normal summon this, you can get rid of it to special summon Heretic Dragon of Su, and then you can special summon this guy. When this one's tributed, you can special summon a normal Heretic Dragon monster. Or, no, special summon 1 Heretic normal monster. They're all dragons. Anyway, you can tribute this guy, and then you can special summon out this Heretic Seal of the Sun Dragon. And then you've got this, plus your Maiden, which can go into Silver Dragon. Because notice the Silver Dragon is 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner normal monsters. It doesn't even have to be a dragon, but it certainly doesn't have to be Blue Eyes White Dragon. So you can synchro the Maiden with Eyes of Blue with either the Heretic or the Blue Eyes to go for the Silver Dragon. Alright, so for the Heretic side of this, we got 3 Heretic Dragon of Su. Absolutely awesome card to combo with either of these other Heretics, especially the Heretic Dragon of Tefnut. We run 2 of these. I don't have 3, mostly because of space. If I didn't have space issues, I would run 3. But since I do, I decided this was the first monster to trim out because, first of all, I almost always will have a monster on the field, preferably a maiden or a blue eyes or a silver dragon, or I almost always want something on my side of the field. So this is really only good for turns 1 or 2, or if I'm in just a bad situation. And the second thing is that I've got this guy here, which I contribute for the Sioux, so it's not like this guy is in here just to combo with the Sioux. The Sioux can be special summoned via the Heretic Dragon of Galeb or the Heretic Dragon of Tefnuit. So I figured that 2 was fine. And there's also 3 Heretic Seal of Convocation now, and I run all 3, so that also makes it a little less necessary to run him at 3. Alright, we've got these 3 because the explanations I already said. You can attack, bring out another normal monster, and that's also why the Alexandrite Dragon and the Flamvale Guard are in here. Alexandrite Dragon not only is a level 4 2000 attack, which is an enormous amount of attack for level 4, but you can also use this, which is a light, plus Heretic Dragon of Galeb, which is a, or Gebeb, which is a light. You could go for Star Liege Paladynamo, which I run 2 of because this guy is absolutely fantastically awesome. It negates your opponent's monster effects indefinitely and decreases their attack down to 0 indefinitely as long as they're on the field. And not only that, when he's destroyed by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you get a card. So basically, if you use this guy, you attack into an opponent's monster, you destroy it, you bring out this guy, which is a +1, you go -1 into this, so you break even, and then you get the +1 once he's destroyed. And 2000 attack isn't too shabby either. And this is a light, as are most of these monsters here, so I run the 1 Honest. And I run the 1 Darkness Metal because Heretics, just like Dragoonies, kind of have to run this guy. If you can make the King of Atum and then bring him out, that allows you to go into so many more plays than would otherwise be possible. And not only that, but it's not that difficult to make a Constellar Ptolemy after you bring out the Darkness Metal either. So if you make the Constellar, you can then bounce Darkness Spell back to hand and then banish a dragon to special summon it, and you get to special summon a dragon from the grave. So, there's so many more options available when you run this guy. Alright, now I know I got sidetracked a little bit. Well, this guy is to make level 6s with Sioux and Tefnuit. This guy allows you to make rank 6s real easy. This guy is in here to make the rank 4s, and because he's a big stick. We run 1 Flamvale Guard because you could bring this guy out with Heretic Dragon of Gebeb, or you could bring it out with either of these other 2 Heretics easily enough. And then you can go for level 5 and level 6 synchros. For level 5, we got the Keeper of Boundaries because this card is so broken, in my opinion. I mean, all effects that would normally activate when they're flipped face up or when they're sent to the graveyard no longer happen with this guy. This guy is so good against things like Mermail, Abyss, Slindy, or Gustos, or like Raikou the Lights, or is it called Raikou? The Lightsworn Hunter, just so many cards. No longer a threat with this guy. And we also got the Hyper Librarian because you can make synchros pretty easily in here and fairly often, so this allows you to get some pluses. And it's got 2400 attack, which is a pretty good amount of attack for a level 5 synchro. Alright, as far as level 7s go, we got the Exploder Dragon Wing, because, 1 tuner plus 1 or more dragon-type non-tuner monsters. Pretty good in terms of if your opponent's low on life points, you can finish the deal with this guy. We've also got the Black Rose Dragon, good for blowing up the field. And if you've got the Silver Dragon already in play and it was just made this turn, your dragons can't be destroyed by card effects anyway. So let's say you can make the Silver Dragon and then make the Black Rose Dragon right after that. You could blow up everything on the field except for your own dragons. So, it's not going to be a play you make very often, but it is certainly there. Alright, I've only got 2 Silver Dragons. I am considering trying to go 3. Maybe I'll cut out 1 Paladynamo, but Paladynamos I make fairly often also. The thing is, you can blow through these real fast once you get your plays. going, you know, Maiden and your Blue Eyes and all that, it's easy to go through 2 of these, so I might consider trying out 3. That being said, over the course of the last 2 days, there's been very, very few times where I really wanted a third. 2 has been sufficient so far, so 2 might be good. Okay, let's see. We've also got the Strike Bouncer and the Constellaire for rank 6s, and the 2 Heretic King of Atoms. Definitely recommend 2. 1 Gaia Dragon to give you some piercing damage and also an extra attack, because when you use Dragon King of Atoms effect, he can't attack in that turn, so you can go for Gaia Dragon and then he can attack, and he gets 200 extra attack. 1 Thunder End Dragon, because if you can bring out 2 level 8 normal monsters, again, it doesn't have to be Blue Eyes, so this guy works just fine. It can be these 2, it can be these 2. Thunder End Dragon, absolutely awesome effect, and I love that artwork too. Alright, and we've also got the 1 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Alright, now as far as spells go, let's see, we got the 3 Heretic Seal of Convocations, 3 Silver's Cry. I would probably run 2 if it were a normal spell, but since it's a quick play, if you have 2 in your hand, you can activate 1 on your turn and then set the other and activate on your opponent's turn if you need to or want to. Like, say, in their end phase. I mean, if you don't want to do it before the end phase, just activate during their end phase, bring back a monster. Most likely, the turn will end without your opponent doing anything to it, and then on your turn, you can activate another one, if you have another one in your hand. So you know it's not as dead as a normal spell card would be with the same effect. And you've got 6 viable targets, so that's definitely good. No other limitations on it other than you can only activate 1 per turn, so yeah, it's absolutely awesome. 3 Forbidden Lance, because of course protects your own monsters. It can make your opponent's monsters weaker, or you can combo it with Maiden to bring out a Blue Eyes White Dragon, so yeah, it's all good. 2 White Elephant's Gift. I'm running this because, again, I have 6 targets, and there are definitely some times, where I've had the ability to put a normal monster on the field, but I didn't really have any other plays. So it's like, okay, I'll just normal summon that Flamvell Guard, and then I'll activate White Elephant's Gift. I'll send it to the grave, draw 2 cards. Maybe I'll draw into something that can help me. So yeah, it seems to be working out pretty well, actually. 1 trade-in and 1 pot duality. The others are down here. You notice that's because I'm still... because I'm not really certain on which one I like better. I mean, I don't like the fact that Pot of Duality keeps me from special summoning, and this deck does quite a bit of special summoning, so I don't especially like that. But on the other hand, on turns 1 or 2, it can definitely help bail me out of an awkward hand. Whereas trade-in, you know, you don't... I mean, you get to automatically draw 2 cards, which is great, but let's say it's the 3rd card down that you really want. Well, Pot of Duality can get you to that. Trade-in can't. The other thing is you have to discard a card from your hand to use it, and so it's more circumstantial than Pot of Duality. That's why I've got 1 of each, because I'm really trying it out, seeing which one I like better. As you can see, I've got 3 level 8 targets, so 1 trade-in, it seems to be okay. Maybe I'll try out 2 instead of the Pot of Duality. Again, gotta try it out a little more. 1 Book of Moon, it can again combo with your Blue Eyes, or Maiden with Eyes of Blue, but more likely you'll just use on your opponent's monsters. I mean, because if you flip your Maiden with Eyes of Blue face down, obviously she can't synchro with the Blue Eyes White Dragon you bring out. Right, the 3 Fiendish Chain, 2 Dimensional Prison, 1 Boundless, and 1 Compulse. Pretty standard lineup there. I am considering trying to run 2 Mirror Force, either instead of these 2 cards, or instead of 1 of them, plus maybe 1 Silver Scry or something, you know, just to give me a little more protection, because the one thing this deck seems to lack is a little bit of protection when you do get into those awkward situations. But again, it's been doing pretty well for me. For any who are wondering, I may have taken down a couple good decks with this one. I was facing Dark Worlds earlier this morning. I took them down with this. I really wanted to save the replay, but something glitched up, and DevPro didn't give me the option to save the replay. It's happened to me before. Probably 1 out of every 50 duels I have, it won't give me the option. I think it's like if you're making a move and you click to, say, activate an effect, and your opponent at the exact same millisecond clicks the surrender or the X button, it confuses the DevPro program and it won't bring up the save replay option, your opponent has surrendered, blah blah blah. It just kind of leaves you hanging until you press the X button or something like that. I mean, it's a very rare thing that's happened occasionally. However, I do have a replay against Gishkis I'm going to show you guys so that you guys can see a couple of the basic combos and more or less how the deck is meant to work. So I'll see you then. Alright, so here we go. Take on Gishkis. I know not the most viable deck, not as viable as Dark Worlds, but this player was actually still doing pretty well, you know, with what he had. This guy is really good. I love that guy. I might try out Gishkis at some point, but... So yeah, I decided to attack over this guy. I figured when he was waiting a few seconds but chose not to activate this, I was thinking it was something like a bombless, but I really wasn't 100% certain. So I decided to bring out the Alexandrite Dragon and go for Paladynamo. Then he does activate this, which is the one weakness Paladynamo has. If it's banished, no effect. So I set down my 2 traps and send it over to him. Salvage is so good in that deck too. And right here, he brings it out all over again. I mean, if you get the salvage plays, what? I mean, these guys are so good when they do get their play set. I mean, I guess Gishkis are a little slow and not especially consistent compared to other decks, but, you know, when they do get on a roll, they're pretty darn good. Now, right here, I negate his monster ability. But I kind of forgot that... Let's see what he's have here. If you oh, that's right. It won't let me check the hand. I don't remember if both of these would have allowed him to ritual summon the same way, but he happens to draw into this thing, and then he adds the spell card to his hand, and he well, first of all, he's stupid to think he can actually use this ability even though it's been negated. But so he wastes 1,000 life points there. But after that, it's like, well, who cares if it's got 0 attack? I'll just tribute that to activate my Aqua Mirror and summon out my other one. Oh, here we go. Now I can check the hand. When this card is summoned, you can add. Okay, so yeah, he probably could have. He probably could have done that play even if he didn't have that kind of lucky draw. Now, for the rest of the duel, since he added this to his hand via this effect, I knew what this was the whole time. Therefore, I didn't fear that face down. And ta-da, that white elephant gift. Drew me those 2 traps, which definitely saved me in this duel. Now, this guy posed a problem for the longest time because it was such a big monster and I couldn't get over it for quite a while. Now, right here might have been arguably a mistake. I made this in case he summoned out any monsters and he tried to, you know, activate some kind of effect, so I chose to go over the Strike Bouncer. If I had made the Consular... Oh, and I also knew he had this thing. Which I forgot at the time that it was a ritual card, as you can see over here. I thought it might be a ritual or a ritual spell card or a ritual monster. But anyway, because of the fact that I knew he had this, and because of the fact that I didn't want him summoning out any other monsters and using their abilities, I decided to go for this. If I'd made the Constellar Ptolemy M7, could have bounced that back. Would have gone over it a lot sooner, but oh well. Just has to have the Mirror Force. I also thought I might be able to use the Gaia Dragon to attack over all his monsters and kill him anyway, so... You know, I really wasn't concerned about the fact that he had such a powerful monster on the field. I do have to wonder why he didn't use that Swords of Revealing Light. I never saw him use that. Yeah, he never uses that Swords of Revealing Light. I never even knew he had that in his hand. I wonder why he didn't use that. Oh well. So there you go. That's the Blue Eyes Heretics taking down Gishkis. So as always, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe both to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Console and to my channel if you like my videos. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos on both of our channels. Take care, everyone. Mistvallymasters signing off.